Hello there. This is Jacqueline. I just wanted to share with you something that I'm doing at the moment. I've bought a PDF file of something from Wanderlane. Now, this is something quite new to me because I hadn't heard of it before. But then I've seen a few things on Shabby Fabrics where they're using Wanderling. You have to buy the pattern, and then they do all the laser cut things to go with it, and it costs you an absolute fortune. About well, they're doing the one that I'm going to show you in a minute. As part of their thing, it's a 6.5-inch square, which you can do many things with, obviously. But I think they're asking something like, hmm, I don't know, more than $30, yeah. Uh, and then you also have to buy the book, the hard copy book. So it's more than that, yeah. And then obviously it's American, so imagine coming to the UK, it's going to cost you, well, probably the same again in postage and what have you. And you've got to wait, I don't know how long. Anyway, that doesn't suit me. So I fancied it. So I thought, well, I know, I'll go on to the lady. Oh, she's Halverson. What's her first name? Can't remember now. Anyway, I thought I'll go on to her Art to Heart website, her own website, and she got PDF files of her books that you can download immediately. Blooming marvelous, because I like things I got instantly, naturally. Okay, so I loved it. So here it is, and if I scroll down, you can see. No, it's not going to do it. Not on here. Anyway, uh, it gives you all the instructions and all the pieces, the cut, the diagrams for you to be able to do your cutouts, and then you do it by hand and what have you, which is exactly what I did for this one here. Yeah, I've just been making and cutting out, or I did with the applique, I got to say, on my cameo, I cut the shapes, yeah, and I made the squares, yeah. But then now I gotta go under my ordinary machine and do all the blanket stitch around every shape, yeah. Which I could do, I can do that. You've seen me little dragons, how you do it, yeah. But what a pain in the doodah. This is quite much a bigger thing, isn't it? And there's so many different changes of colours and what have you. However, so yeah, I got that to do, but interestingly enough, this one, I hope you can see me pointer, this one, yeah, the birds, which is the one that Shabby Fabrics are now selling you. Look at the size of it for all the money. Um, but you've still got to buy the book anyway. So, and it's still going to take like 3 weeks to get here. I thought, well, I think I could do that one and I'd like to digitize it. So this is the premise now. Okay. And we move on and I'll show you what I've done so far. Just before I do, I ought to say that the whole point is how it works. Yeah. She sells um, all these different little books. Yeah, well, not little, books, and each one has got umpteen different projects in them, as you can see. Yeah, all these. I'm going to do that one as well. Yeah, she does all these little projects, but the premise is there is a block of the month. Yeah, so she's got 12 books, and you do one block. Uh, I think it's this one or this, or at least this, yeah, which you put together to go into a big quilt. So this is, I can't remember, I think this is number 4. So I think this is sort of like April, I think. It might be April. But anyway, I think this is block 4. When it says block 4, it means block 4 for like the whole quilt overall. But each one is a book, so you get all the elements that you can see, all the sewn elements that you can see on this screen to do with as you please, with all the instructions and everything else. And the shapes are down as reversed, so if you want to do it the old-fashioned way of drawing on the back of your fabric and this, that, and the other. It's all in reverse. So obviously, when I'm cutting out applique, I flip it all horizontally so it's cutting it the right way for me on my machine. But having just done the happy Easter with the 2 tulips that way, I thought, no, I'm going to try the little birdies, a little nest of birdie eggs, and I'm going to try it by using digitising, which I'm going to do in my hoop. I've just moved over to my Hatch 3 one, and I'm just showing you the centre of my work at the minute. So I'm going to play this for you, and it'll show you. This is a playback where I check the order and what's happening. That puts down the pink layer was the outline. You put your fabric over the pink layer, just a square, yeah. The green line that goes over the top of that then is tucks it down. Purple line, you cut it. Purple line tucks it down again, and then obviously these are leaves. So the green blanket stitch then finishes it off. Yeah. So you're not having to cut any shapes. What you are having to do is to just move the hoop forward and cut with your little applique scissors the shape, which I'll show you me doing that eventually when I get there. This is me just drawing it out. Now, as you can see, there's missing bits of blanket stitch, and that's because I've told it not to do the blanket stitch over overlapping shapes. So the underneath ones won't have blanket stitch where there's something on top of it. Yeah, got me? Good. So you can see. So you can see on that blue egg, there's only the tack down stitches. Okay. Which probably would just be all in white, so you wouldn't hardly be able to see it through other fabric, yeah, because there's going to be something over the top of that, so you don't want your stitches showing through to another colour fabric. All right, so this is how it goes. So every time it'll stop on. This is why it's different colours. A colour change means it's a stop to allow me to take some action. Yeah. Uh, Yeah. So you can see the design coming in now, can't you? And this is obviously just raw stitching. Well, not raw stitching. I've done it in a triple run, so it's quite thicker than just an average run, yeah. And I told it to work out the path of what it's doing, so that it'll do it all in one bit. Uh, and I obviously, as best as I can, colour colour done it so that less colour changes, so it'll do everything in the one colour, yeah, and then everything in the other colour. That's not always possible. Like for example, with the applique leaves, which are in the same colour as this drawing now, uh, I couldn't put these other bits in until other stuff was done, if you see what I mean. So there are, I mean, like there's a yellow egg tang, which is underneath other things. So there will be more yellow in a minute, but I couldn't um, do all the yellows at once because some things are on top of other things. Okay. Well, now here I am. I don't know whether it's the same speed as it goes. No, it's probably not the same speed as it goes on the actual sewing machine. The sewing machine is probably quicker, but then you've got time out while you're cutting your fabric and things. Yeah. So as you can see, all my sheets are going down. I've not cut anything out. Obviously, I'll starch the fabric so it's nice and crisp to cut, yeah. But I've not had to sort of make. I just put in squares that cover what I want and cutting it on the spot. That's a bit of satin stitch. Legs, satin stitch for the eyes, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it, done. Okay, so that's how I digitize the artwork. Now, I think that's quite interesting because now that's done, yeah? So I would then take that out of the hoop. Probably I will oversize the 6.5 inch square because when you do embroidery, it will bring, it will slightly shrink the background fabric. So then I'll take it out of the hoop and resize it to the 6.5 inch square it should be to then put it onto batting and backing, yeah. Well, put it onto backing and batting, and then I'll go through with it, and then I will just free motion background elements, yeah, to secure this applique. Well, not secure the applique, but secure the the top fabric to the batting and the back fabric, yeah. And then having done that, then all I need to do is to bind it, yeah. So that's my premise. So what I will do now is just switch back to what we were looking at. Oops, where was it now? It was Knoll. Open that up, please. Yeah, in your own time. Not opening it all up. Let me just go and shut hatch because that takes an awful lot of no, not change. That takes up a bit of thing that can come through. Uh, and I was just hoping to, if I scroll down, will it do it? Yes, it will. Right, so you can see now you get all the instructions of how to do everything, all the shapes and what have you. And if I come right down to there, the last page, it gives you more pictures which are easier to see. So this is the one that I have just digitized. That's the one I've just made, this, but I've got to go and do all this by hand now. Now I'm going to do the Happy Easter. So I just thought it'd be interesting, and also to say to you that in each, as I said, this is what they call block 4, but you get all these projects within block 4, and as you just saw, I'll just go whip it back up. As you just saw, you get, see, there's the outline. Nancy Halverson, her name is. You get all the placement and the bits and bobs, which obviously he's facing the wrong way, so it's all done reversed for you to do it in the old-fashioned way of cutting applique sheets. But you can, if you're doing it digitally, you can just horizontally flip it and you're fine. Yeah. Now, I just thought you might be interested in that, and I'm going to show you the results when I've done it. Anyway, let's see how we go. This is just a quick one, really, to show you my method of doing this. Now, as I said, this is Bunny Knoll, which is block 4 from Wanderling by Nancy Halverson. You would need to go and download the digital pattern to get all the as you saw in the pamphlet. I printed mine out. I'm lucky I got a bookbinder, and so I can print out the PDF and then bind it in a book and what have you, and scan in what I need to scan in to do what I do. But if you're, and this is done on, sorry to say, this is done on hatch 3. Obviously, if you've got Brilliance or you've got another form of software editing for embroidery, it can all be done in very much the same manner. So this would translate for you. Um, and how to. I'll go into more detail if you like. If you're enjoying this, I will go into more detail and show you how you then do the work in Hatch or your own software, and then how you then produce the shapefile for SVGs if you want to cut out on the machine. This one I did do, and my settings I set were for cut in place. Yeah, so I was just using the squares, which you'll see in the next video because I'm going to show you how it turns out. Okay, but if you're interested in this sort of thing, please comment or give me any feedback ideas, how you would do it. If I've done something, you can see there's a major, an easier way of doing what I'm doing it or whatever. And please join Crafty So and So's Facebook page. I will put a link to that underneath so you can see more of what I'm doing in your own leisure. Um, and please like the video, it helps the channel grow, and like do more things, it'd be lovely. Okay, well, it's nice to chat to you all, and I hope that I speak to you again soon.